This is our 21st annual Healthy Heart Day. We're so excited about this event. This event is really geared on the concept of living longer but living healthier. We all know that the longevity in Canada has improved. We're living longer, lifespan has improved. But one of the concerns that many of us have is that as people are aging, health span is not necessarily keeping up, meaning that the last number of years, often people are really sick, they're disabled, they're in hospital, they're not able to really engage in all the things that they wanted to do in their golden years. And so it's really about how do we keep people healthier as they age. And there's definitely strategies that we can adopt to try to do that. A lot of it is things that we know we need to do. Healthier diets, less processed foods, more plant-based foods, incorporating more exercise as we get older. And there is actually a concept developing that as we age, we may actually be able to be healthier than we were when we were younger. We can do that through adoption of dietary changes, lifestyle changes, managing stress, but it's also about community engagement. The more involved you are with your community, with your family, your friends, mental health concerns, depression, anxiety, a lot of things that people are coping with are better done when we're doing it together. So it's that sort of community build that's also really important. So there's a number of strategies to do that, and our goal with the event this year is to really give people those tools. How can they implement this so that they can not only live longer but live healthier as they get older? Dr. Peter Lynn, he's presented at Healthy Heart Day a number of times. He's an expert speaker. He is one of these guys that can take really complicated ideas and put them down into terms that we can understand and that we can engage with and move forward with. So he's been tasked to talk about living longer, and he's going to be talking about these blue zones you might have heard about. So these are areas, I think there's 5 or 6 around the world, where people seem to live a lot longer than other parts of the world. Often they're living into their late 90s and 100. But as they're living longer, they're also really healthy at those ages. And so, a lot of research has gone into figuring out what are they doing differently and what can we learn from it as a society? How can we become a blue zone? And one of the things that I've always thought about is, the Cambridge, Kitchener-Waterloo region. Why can we not be a blue zone? What can we do as a community that can get us to these exceptional places? So that's his task. After that, Dr. Reichart will be talking, and her goal is, rather than just talking about living longer, how do we reverse some of the chronic diseases that happen as we age? Is there actually a way to do that? Can we actually reverse some of these diseases? And she's going to be presenting some really exceptional data that shows that you can actually reverse some of these chronic conditions with appropriate effort. Dr. Vallis is going to be speaking to us about how do you retain that motivation so that you know that you can achieve this? What are ways to have that commitment that you've made to yourself, to your family, to your community, but sustain it over the long term? So he'll be our third speaker. Throughout the whole event, we're going to have one of our local exercise specialists, Cindy Catton, who will be doing practical exercises that we can do at home, so that we don't all have to join a gym or spend a lot of money on it. There are some simple exercises we can incorporate, and certainly we know physical activity is really important for healthy aging. And at the end of it, my job is to try to put it all together in this concept of lifestyle medicine, which is the idea that our lifestyle can be a therapeutic thing. It can actually help us to really put the puzzle together. If you have chronic diseases, if you have heart disease, sometimes people kind of throw their hands up saying, I already got the disease. I've probably missed the boat. There's no point. And I'm going to be talking about, nope, that's not true. You can make those changes at any point when you're trying to prevent disease, or if you have it, there is actually good data that you can actually potentially reverse disease. So it's really about empowering people, giving them practical tools that they can hopefully implement and stay motivated. And our goal, my goal, and our whole committee's goal for the Healthy Heart Day is to really create our community, the Cambridge, Kitchener-Waterloo region, as an exceptional community, one of these blue zones that people will look at and say, what are they doing right? Because I know that there are things that we can improve on as a community, and it's really about empowering people to do that.